Okay, so today we're going to learn how to do some basic stitching. What I'm starting with today is I have my needle threaded. As you can see, I have it, actually it looks like it's double threaded because I pulled the thread through. And then I'm going to double knot the string at the end, both strings together. This just creates a sturdier stitch than if you were to just have one thread. And secondly, if you tie a knot up here at the top, it makes it actually harder to pull through. So we're going to start with the whip stitch. We are going to make sure wherever we start, the tail will end up being hidden. So if this is going to be an outside, if I'm stitching on the outside of something for like a seam thing, we're going to start our thread on the inside so that the tail is hidden inside here. Okay, and so now this is a little further than I would normally go for whip stitch, but this way you can see it. So I'm up top, I'm gonna go around the bottom and up, and then around the bottom and up. And so it creates like a little whip around. So if you're at the top, you always go around to the bottom and up. You want to try to keep your stitches evenly, these are pretty good, apart. One way to do it is you can take a ruler, and if you have a disappearing mark, like there's disappearing markers, or just like really light pencil marks, that can help, and they'll usually just go away after a little while. The next stitch we're going to go through is the running stitch, and that's just a straight stitch. So let's pretend my whip stitch is in here. You're going to start the same way, and that you want to make sure wherever you come in, your tail will end up being hidden. Now the straight stitch, you're just literally going right down the fabric. You're not going around the fabric. So you'll just go down, and you're on the other side, and then you just come back up. If you're doing this, another trick that you can do, if your fabric is thin enough, you can actually go down and come back up without actually going the full down and up and down and up. And that actually tends to help me have a more even stitch, because you can see where you're coming up. But sometimes fabric is too thick, and so you can't. Sometimes you can do it a couple different times, like that. With this, again, you could also do a really light line to give you your straight line. So if you were to take, like, maybe on the inside of something, like if it had a back to it, you could just take your ruler and take a pencil, or if you happen to have tailor's chalk or something, and just draw like a line really lightly, and that'll help you keep your line straight if what you're stitching is flat. But though that is the basic whip and run stitch.